Hi friends, thanks for joining me today. Going to start off this list of A to Z health don'ts with A is not for aluminium. You might ask me why. Aluminium is an abundant material found in this earth. It's lightweight, it's recyclable, you can recycle it many times, it doesn't rust. It withstands corrosion, although it can get corrosion, but it really withstands it. It's used to build houses, mostly roofs, I think, and it's even used in electrical parts. It's used to build in building of planes, trains, automobiles, everything from bicycles to spacecrafts. No wonder it's called the miracle metal. But here comes the important part. It's toxic for us when we ingest it, at least in bigger quantities. We cannot metabolize aluminium. So we excrete it in the feces and urine. Kidneys take the load in excreting aluminium from the body. That's why people with kidney disease, they have a problem and they accumulate aluminium in the body. Aluminium is a acetylcholine disruptor. That's a neurotransmitter, acetylcholine. Aluminium disrupts it. This is why aluminium is indicated in many neurodegenerative diseases. I think for decades now, there's always been this debate, Aluminium-Alzheimer connection. While one side tells, yes, it's a cause of Alzheimer's, that's because the people who died of Alzheimer's, they found aluminium in the brains and bodies. It was a lot of aluminium accumulated in them. But the other side says it's just a happy coincidence or correlation. It's not the causative factor. Be it causative or correlative factor, there is a connection between Alzheimer's and aluminium. That's my firm belief. I remember reading a few very interesting articles in the medical journal, the BMJ. I think it was in 2000 something. That's when I got interested, because after I have both psychology and nutrition are my subjects, and after 7 years in the universities with these subjects, I'm very much interested in this, and I firmly believe that we have to take care of ourselves and prevent ingesting aluminium. I'm not talking about the industries where many inhale aluminium dust. In that case, you have to listen to the advice of the medical doctors. Probably chelation, a lot other things are involved. Don't listen to any videos, social media, not even to this video, because you have to go to the doctor and get treated and make sure that you get rid of the aluminium that's accumulated in your body. Also, this doesn't apply to vaccinations. There are many ways in which we can take charge and prevent accumulating aluminium in our bodies. Of course, I am sure you know some of these points. I'm sure you're already doing it, but I really hope you like this video, enjoy it, and get a couple of tips. Cooking, pots, pans, etc. Try to avoid cooking in aluminium vessels. Although it is said that only acidic foods like tomato sauces, you leach aluminium out. I mean, if you cook in a cast iron pot, the acidic foods will leach out a little bit iron. We all know that. But unlike iron, aluminium is not needed, and also toxic to us. So, but I say, why take the risk? Don't cook in aluminium pots because at temperatures. Don't cook. I mean, switch over to stainless steel. That's the best. Or cast iron. If you don't have high iron levels in your body, then switch over to cast iron as well. I know people use aluminium kettles even today, and that's terrible. Although, it's said that, oh, it's okay to boil water in a kettle, but don't keep it overnight because aluminium will leach out. Are you kidding me? It's okay to boil water, you get aluminium out, but to keep it overnight, even cold water, you're not supposed to store overnight in an aluminium kettle. So don't. Switch over to stainless steel. Of course, if you have camping gear that you use it very rarely, I think aluminium is the most ideal metal for that. Rice cookers are aluminium bowls. Most of them have aluminium bowls that's coated with non-stick. Switch over to a slow cooker that has a ceramic bowl or a stainless steel. When I was growing up in India, I mean, that time we had only aluminium pressure cookers that came at first, but now I see the past 15-20 years stainless steel cookers jostling with aluminium cookers in the shop. So even if you don't want to throw out the pressure cooker, of course I also don't like to throw out things, but when it comes to health, sometimes you have to at least buy a stainless steel cooker next time. There's one thing found in almost every kitchen: aluminium foil, aluminium wraps. I cannot start talking about how it's so easy to wrap food in aluminium wraps. That should be avoided. In North India, people wrap chapatis in that. In the West, it's usually bread sandwiches wrapped in it. And I've even seen people eat rice wrapped in that. Oh my, don't use the wrap. People say, oh, we are not using plastic wraps. Plastic is not good for us, but we're using aluminium wraps. No. Aluminium is also equally bad. If you use the grill, here the supermarkets has some little tubs that you can be used. They tell it's grill safe. It's amazing. In the grill, the temperatures go very high and the food is probably coated with aluminium. So better not use cast iron or stainless steel pot, or put the food directly on the grill. Big pieces of meat or sweet potato, they can stand on the grill. If you're grilling inside in your ovens, the inside, where the temperatures go like 2 to 250 centigrades, then you can use a glass like a Pyrex glass or something, and parchment paper I think will tolerate up to 220 or something. I'm not sure. So just look into it. Don't use aluminium baking trays either. Again, here when we talk about baking, although baking powder is like, unless and until you're baking very often, you don't think about the baking powder. You're just going to use a spoonful. But if you're a baker who likes to bake often, yummy cakes or muffins, the baking powder also can have a anti-caking free flow agent. That's aluminium silicate. But here you see in the supermarket, we see the E number E559. That's actually aluminium. So if you're using a lot of baking powder, try to get one without aluminium. Its market is full of those as well. And baking trays, before you got mostly aluminium trays, but now you get these nice stainless steel trays. Even IKEA has very nice stainless steel baking trays. Only thing, you have to grease it little bit more, but it's very nice. I hope you're not soda drinker. That's not good for you, because most of these soda cans, they are aluminium cans. Also, you have some canned food, mostly tinned food, but some of the cans are aluminium cans. So it will be a win-win solution if you don't drink sodas in cans. If you don't drink sodas, yeah. that's what we put in us. But let's see what we put on us. One of the main culprit is the deodorants. I remember growing up, I did not use a deodorant. I think in Indian market, the companies started pushing the deodorants or even selling the deodorants in the late 80s or early 90s. So, and then it really took off in the late 90s. And I didn't use deodorant when I was a kid, to be honest. I didn't even know. Only when I moved to Norway, I started and I bought a deodorant, and the first 2 times I used it, yeah, it was okay. But the third time as I was using it, I was reading the ingredients because I wanted to know what I was putting on my skin food. And then I saw aluminium in it and I was shocked. And I just threw it out. After a couple of days, I went to the shop looking for a aluminium free deodorant, and that time I did read about it, and I found that yes, aluminium it's not a good product in your deo. I went left and right, high and low, searching for, I couldn't find. And then I found out that at that time in Norway, we didn't get a deodorant without aluminium. I thought, okay, I'm going on a holiday the next month to India, I can search for it there. And at that time, I think it was 99 or 2000, I couldn't get a aluminium free deodorant in India as well. So when I returned here, I did find an online shop in US that did send it to Europe, and I bought it. The postage was more expensive than the deo, that also cost me a lot. And once it arrived here, the postal department here, they sent me a huge bill because I had imported a cosmetic. So in the end, that deo, one tube of deo cost me more than a beautiful silk dress I had. Yes, that's the truth. But then I learnt my lesson. The next time I went to London, I bought like 7 or 8 deos. And then within a couple of years, we got them here too in our health shop. So that's, yeah. So what I'm telling is, if you're using a regular deodorant user, make sure that it's a natural one. Experiment. Now, even in India, we get a lot of nice deodorants that are aluminium free. Here, we have to be very careful what we put on our bodies. Creams, cosmetics, makeup, sunscreen, all these products, some of them, most of them, have not only chemicals, they also have aluminium. So just go through the ingredient list, try to get as natural products as possible, and that doesn't contain aluminium. It shocks me that the newborn baby formula has aluminium in it. Breastfeeding is the best for babies up to 6 months old. Of course, if it's not possible and no wetness, etc., just be careful, and also wean the baby from the formula as quickly as possible, 6 months maybe. And I see there are formulas for even up to much more after 6 months as well, but be careful. After babies, you think about children. So many children carry their lunches in aluminium lunch boxes. Get rid of it, get a steel box. Of course, aluminium boxes are lighter, but now I think you get steel that's not so thick, that's quite light. That's okay. So better to carry in steel boxes. Because of the plastic scare now, a lot of people have ditched their plastic water bottles, and some have switched over to aluminium bottles. Really? No. Take it off. Now you get steel bottles or glass bottles. Of course, glass, yeah, you might think it can break. Okay, then switch over to steel. It might be heavier. It is heavier, but it's worth it. If you're unlucky enough to live in a place where in your area the water has aluminium or more than what it should have, then set a filter. You can just set a small filter for your drinking and cooking water in the kitchen. And some of the medicines like antacids have aluminium. I think there are more medicines as well. Go through the ingredient list. Ask your doctor to prescribe an alternate choices. Hope you liked my tips. Maybe you have a tip for me in the comments, please. Thank you. I hope you like my video. Send it to someone who might benefit from it. Take advantage of the miracle metal aluminium, but not in you or on you. Stay safe, take care, have a nice day.